Welcome to the Team Afterburn Fitness Studio for Team Afterburn Burn Test. What is the burn test, you ask? The burn test is simply another unit of measure that we allow our client to take part in so that we can see how well they're progressing physically. Just as we test body fat, weights, and measures, we want to give our clients and even our users at home the ability to test themselves over time to see how well they're improving on their game. So stand by as we go over the burn test. To kick off the burn test, exercise 1 is the standard push-up. Rachel starts with her arms outside shoulder width. She comes down to touch 90 degrees at the elbows. She comes up just shy of elbow lockout. She'll continue these repetitions for as many as possible until she fatigues. These are the only reps she counts. I understand you may not be able to get as many upwards of 2 minutes as you are supposed to. So Rachel will simply come down to her knees. She won't count these ones. She'll continue until time expires. Exercise 2 is the standard sit-up. Now Rachel's gonna have her soles of her feet flat on the ground. Her fingertips will remain on her shoulders. They will not come off. Her elbows will touch anywhere on her quadricep. That constitutes being in the upright position, and her shoulder blades will touch the ground between each rep. Now, if Rachel fatigues and she can no longer get her elbows to touch her quads, she can lay down. She can take a couple deep breaths. She can regroup, and she can continue on until time expires with good form for up to 2 minutes. Nice job. Exercise 3, we're going into the TRX Row. Now, Rachel's gonna begin with her feet up against the wall. She's gonna pull herself in the upright position until her elbows touch 90 degrees. She's gonna continue for as many repetitions as possible for up to 2 minutes. Again, she's most likely gonna fatigue before that 2-minute mark as she improves and gets better. In the meantime, when she does fatigue, she's simply gonna take a step back. More of her body weight now is positioned onto her feet, and she'll continue working through range of motion until time expires. But remember, you only count the reps where the feet are up against the wall. Exercise 4 is the standard kettlebell swing. Rachel's gonna begin the kettlebell swing. Again, the standard kettlebell swing. The kettlebell comes just above shoulder height. She squats down into herself, weight bearing on the heels. Her forearm touches the inner thighs. Now, the proper form on this, the counting form that she's gonna continue counting reps, are kettlebell stays above shoulder height, her hips come down parallel to the ground. So what we don't wanna see, go and sit the weight down real quick, Rachel. What we don't wanna see is the excessive bending over at the hips where the hips no longer go down. We don't wanna see that. We don't wanna see muscling it up where you can no longer get the kettlebell above shoulder height. Again, if you need to sit the weight down, you don't count reps. You can take a step back, take a deep breath, and go back and continue good form reps until time expires. Exercise 5 is the standard burpee. Rachel's gonna demonstrate the standard burpee. Feet kick back, she does a push-up, she jumps to the top. We're gonna count these for repetitions upwards of 2 minutes. Now we understand some individuals with this type of impact may be a little challenging. So we will also accept a modified burpee of step back, step up, no jump, no push-up. You've made it to exercise 6, the last test of the burn test. Standard plank. Now the standard plank, she's on her elbows and her toes. Now notice Rachel has a slight Roman arch. She's just slightly above center plane. She's gonna maintain this position for 5 minutes. So this is really a time test. There's no repetition here, it's a time test. Now the way that we count her for time, we wanna make sure her hips stay in this position. When she dips down below her center plane, we don't count that time anymore. If she has to stick her butt in the air to relieve the pressure on her core, we won't count that time anymore. Now, if you're at home or you're working to get stronger in your plank and you no longer have time or the strength to do this maneuver, come down to your knees. You're not counting time anymore, but you're taking some deep breaths, you're regrouping, pop back up, and you'll continue this for as many times as you can for your 5 minutes. This way you get better at improving in this technique for your 5-minute drill. I want to elaborate on what we are as Team Afterburn. Team Afterburn is a functional athletic training facility. What does functional mean? Functional means improving upon what we do in life. And it's not in the brick and mortar that you see behind you. It's not in the gyms that you're working out in. It's to improve upon your life outside of the gym. It's so you walk better, you move better. It's so you live better. So doing tests like this, don't just put numbers on a board so we can see that our muscles get stronger. It's so we become more capable in our daily lives. So like our body fat dropping and the scale that drops, we love to see, we also want to see that we're improving upon our physical state, that we are getting stronger and we are getting better, and not just in the gym, but outside of the gym. So thank you for joining us today. Keep up with us month after month as we will be practicing these tests at the beginning of each month. Rachel, thanks for joining me today and demonstrating these movements. Thank you at home for paying attention and participating.